Hakadosh Boker Tov. Masechet Nazir Daf Samechvav Amud Aleph 66a1. Just the last two words on 65b said on so sfekos. So we're referring to in the Mishnah, where the Mishnah says that if a zav saw be'ones, what was be'ones? That it was force majeure because of the reasons that we mentioned above. Whether it's because of over excessive eating or drinking, whether it was he carried something very heavy, he jumped. Right? Obviously, it was a very powerful jump. Sickness. He was looking at a woman, he was thinking at a woman. All these things are called ones. So onso or sfeko, right? We said it's going to be tameh. So Amar Rava, on the top, 66a1 on the top. Amar Rava comes and he says, Lo tema, what are we dealing with? Safek chaza, safek lo chaza. Safek if he saw the third time, or safek that maybe he didn't see the third time. Remember that only after 3 times does he bring a korban. But if for sure he came and he actually did see, safek mechamat shichvat zera, safek mechamat riya, but it's a safek. Maybe it was shichvat zera, and if it's shichvat zera, right? So then it's not going to be soter the shiva nekim, or it's sfeko mechamat riya, or maybe it's a riya in itself, and then he is going to be soter the shiva nekim. Kevan sheniskach letuma. Once we are going to say that he was already nitma because he's already tameh because he saw it twice. Right, 2 different times. Remember that a zav becomes tameh after seeing twice, but he only brings a korban after 3 times. So sfeko tameh doesn't matter, even the same day. If he sees twice, 2 different.
You know over a month. If he sees on.
So he comes and he says it's going to be once he's already tameh, sfeko tameh. So says the Gemara on so sfeko shichvat zarot mea lemai. What do we have to bring now the shichvat zera here? What are you talking about the shichvat zera? If it's going to be talking about that you touched it, is there any difference between a shichvat zera of a person that's tahor or shichvat zera of a person that's tameh? Shichvat zera in itself is mitameh, right? But it's only mitameh a day, right? That's why they go to the mikveh. It becomes a person becomes tameh, tahor. But there's no difference whether he's tahor or tameh. At the end of the day, shichvat zera, shichvat zera. Ela zaro shel zav mitameh b'masa. But the zera of a zav is mitameh b'masa. So man shaman lehad amar shichvat zera. Who's the one that holds that? The shichvat zera of a zav is going to be mitameh b'masa, carrying it, even though you didn't touch it. Ile ma'itana. If you're going to tell me it says Tana, the Tanya will learn to Rabbi Elmaleh and Rabbi Eliezer says shichvat zero shel zav mitameh b'masa. Rabbi Yoshua mitameh b'masa. If he shiv shalav lo tzich tzuk ziva, he wants to say that a zav, if he ejaculates shichvat zera. Even though, remember, there's a difference between shichvat zera and the zav. Zav is when the organ is dead. Shichvat zera is when the organ is aroused, right? When it's alive, right? And even the texture is different between shichvat zera, which is real semen, and zav, which is like a sickness, where the semen comes out separately, like differently. So he says that that means according to the Shita of Rabbi Yoshua, the zera of a zav is going to be mitameh masa, because there's impossible that there's not drops of ziva of zav inside the shichvat zera. So afilu Rabbi Yoshua lo amar, but that's only because of the zava. Aval be'eneh, but if it's only 100% shichvat zera without any ziva, lo amar, he never said it's going to be mitameh maga. So says the Gemara, you're right. Elamar Rava Barava says we're not going to be toleh the third riyah, right, in a zav after he saw keri, which means we're not going to say that it was because of the keri that he saw, and therefore it's going to be tahor from zav. But rather we're going to say, no, that really be'emet, this is a zav. So Savar of Papa come in the Rav Lememar. So he wanted to say, maybe he saw it because he became weakened. And therefore it's because of honest again. Now we saw a riyah shniya, which is not mitameh if he saw mechamat honest. So it's not mitameh also after he saw keri. The riyah shlishit is going to be mitameh even though it's be'ones. Okay? So he says, Amal Rava. So Rava comes and he says to Papa, Vatram, we learned in the Mishnah. You have a convert that he converts. Yeah, he was a goy and now he converted to Judaism. Mitameh miyad v'ziva. Immediately he's going to become mitameh v'ziva. That means if he saw twice ziva after he converts, even within 24 hours, it becomes tameh. Now we're not going to say, right, that it's shichvat zera. Right? There's no choli greater than this, right, in the gerut, because when he becomes kabbalat ol mitzvot, for sure that makes a person tired and weak. Imagine a person just right now came, he accepted upon himself Torah mitzvot. It's a heavy weight. Yeah? So says the Gemara, you're right. Ela Tanai, it's machloket Tanaim. Shichvat zera shel hazav, when we're talking about a shichvat zera v'zav, the Tanya we learned in a Braita, right? The shichvat zera shel hazav mitameh masa kol met leet. According to the Tanakam, it's going to be mitameh 24 hours. Rabbi Yosef Omer yomo. It's only going to be the same day that he saw the zav. So it comes out that both of them hold that shichvat zera on its own is mitameh masa, right? But the only question is it for the day or for 24 hours? What is the machloka between Rabbi Yosef and Tanakama? With the Shmuel. The Shmuel Rami with Shmuel came and he asked a contradiction. It's written, there's going to be a person that was not tahor from Tumat Keri. So when it says Shelo Yeh Tahor before Mikere Laila, the Mikere Laila was the happening in the nighttime, which means actual ejaculation. Shelo Yeh Tahor was before that. Why did it put Shelo Yeh Tahor before that? It should have been afterwards. Meaning when a person came and he had seminal discharge, then he becomes not tahor. But not that he's not tahor and now he has a seminal discharge. What's going on? So he says, right? Uchtiv, and it's written, Nifnot erev yirchatz b'mayim, right? That he has to come and he has to wash himself, right, before the end of the daytime. Okay? So he says, Man da'amar dayek minifnot erev v'idach dayek mikere laila. Each one is taking from another place. Are you taking from nifnot erev, which is talking about a 24-hour period, from erev to erev, or you're talking about mikere laila, only to do with the nighttime? So then the next day he's already going to be okay. So man da'amar minifnot erev aktiv mikere laila. According to, it's written though mikere laila. He said, no. When does keri usually come? In the nighttime. Meaning, when does it usually come? In the nighttime. So because usually it comes during the nighttime, it wasn't because it was telling you about a dirasha. It was because that's a normal time when a person is going to have a seminal discharge at nighttime. Okay? Fine. Mishnah. The Mishnah on Samechvav Mudalev towards the bottom. Says the Mishnah, Nazir ya Shmuel, right? Kedivrei Rabbi Yonorai. Do you know that the Shmuel was a Nazir? Just like the words of Rabbi Yonorai. Therefore, if somebody says that he's going to be like Shmuel, he's a Nazir. Shneimar b'zeh pasuk, umora lo yaleh rosho, right? So umora. So from the word that it says umora lo yaleh rosho, that teaches you that Shmuel Navi was a Nazir. What? It says over here. Yes, that's what's mashma, 100%. Also by Shimshon. Neymar be Shimshon, that he was when the malach came and told his mother how to act. It says umora lo yaleh rosho. Neymar gam mishmor umora, right? Umore. So therefore, since it's written mora mora, ma mora be Shimshon is the Nazir, and it's a Nazir mibeten, right? Af mora be Shmuel is a Nazir. Okay, so therefore it comes out that it's a Nazir, right? Nazir leolam, from birth until death. Amar Rabbi Yosef says Yosef alo mora ela shebasav adam. This is 1 second, but when it says mora, right, that was said by Shmuel, it's only talking about basav adam. What does that mean? It's written in Yosef mefaresh mora with a hey, kilu katu mora. So therefore, right, with an aleph. Now there's a difference between them. So what's going on? Because umora lo yaleh rosho, right? There it's talking about that you're not allowed to come, right, and cut the hair. And now he's coming and saying, Morah, that means it's written differently with an aleph. So he says, how could it be both of them the same thing? So he comes and he says like this, Ma Morah ha-Morah b'Shimshon Nazir, if Morah b'Shmuel is going to be Nazir. Ma Rabbi Yosef, alo Morah, ela shebasav adam. It's only talking about like fear of a human being. So Amalo Rabbi Yonorai, he says, V'Yonorai v'lo kvar neiman, it's written, V'yom ben Shmuel, ech elech v'shama Shmuel v'regani. Right, shekvar hayala Morah shel basav adam. He says, 1 second, he already had fear, right? He was afraid of Shaul. So the fact that he was already afraid of Shaul, he already had this. So if Hannah prayed that Shmuel should not be afraid from Basav Adam, so why was he afraid from Shaul? So what, her tefillah was not accepted? Rather, the pirush was Morah Basav Adam like Rabbi Yosef, but rather is that he's going to be a Nazir. So therefore, Shmuel was a Nazir, just like Shimshon was a Nazir. Both of them were, right, Nazirs. That's what we're learning from here. So Amal Rav Lechia Berei. So comes Rav and he says to Rav Chia, his son. This is going to be talking about, right, Birkat Hamazon. Samech Vav Amud Bet. Yeah, 66b. Hatof ubarich. Right? Be very quick to take the course of Yain of Biracha and make of the Biracha Birkat Hamazon. Right? That means don't come and start being Yitzchak Chuvah with the Amen on a Biracha. Right? Because the one that's making the Biracha is greater than the one that's answering Amen. Meaning in the olden days, for Birkat Hamazon, one person would make the Birkat Hamazon, everybody else would be Yitzchak Chuvah, and you would answer Amen. Right? It's very difficult to do that because even the Mishnah Berurah brings down, Birkat Hamazon is something long. It's not like a short Biracha that you could, pay attention. Many times, if it's something long, the mind goes somewhere else, the phone, there are many different distractions. Okay, so he says, grab and you should make the Biracha. So ask the Gemara, are you going to tell me now that the one that makes the Biracha is greater than the one that's answering? I tell you, we learned in the right of Yosef, Rabbi Yosef says, it's greater the one that answers Amen more than the one that makes the Biracha. He says, he swore. That's the way it is. What's the proof? When they go to war, the regular foot soldiers, they go to war, right? And they fight first. But only at the end, the Giborim come afterwards and they start coming and killing at the end. And the Nitzachon is for the Giborim, meaning the first part of the war is the infantry, the light infantry. And after that, then comes, right, the other ones. Okay? So he says, you're right. Tanaihi. It's a machloket Tanaim. What's the machloket Tanaim exactly? Yeah, Tanaihi. The Tanya, as we learned in we learned in the right. Amen b'mashma. So it's mashma that they're both the same thing, which means Amvarech ve'aoneh are both brought down when it says Gadelu Hashem iti or Ramashim Yechdav. So Gadelu Hashem iti means that's the one that's making the bracha. Ramashim Yechdav is the one that's answering Amen. Okay, so it's mashma that they're bringing Meromem Hashem yachad together. So it's equal. Ela Shemarim, but rather they come and they say that they're going to the Bedin Shalmala, they're going to come and going to give sechar to the one that's making the bracha at the beginning. So Amar Rabbi Elazar, it says Rabbi Elazar, okay, then afterwards we'll continue with Zat Hashem. Obviously everyone knows this part of the Gemara to finish the Masechet.